Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel and this is my library. In today's video, I bring you a 5-star prediction vlog. I'm so excited. I'm starting a new reading vlog. I find that I'm still trying to get my YouTube life in order. It's been 7 months since I started this channel and I love getting in front of the camera. I love filming content and I've made it a goal for myself that I want to film more reading vlogs. Reading vlogs are something I love watching other booktubers do, and I know that I want to do more reading vlogs. So this is my attempt at yet bringing you one more. I think I've done 3 maybe since the start of my channel, and they're just difficult to film. They're difficult because they require a lot of camera time and planning, and not just isolated recording times, but kind of recording all the time. And I want to get better at that. And so I'm super excited to bring you this video. So the concept or idea behind this video is that I have 3 horror books that I will be reading, and all 3 of these are 5-star predictions for me. So you can imagine I'm very excited to read these, and I'm going to start one of them tonight. I want to tell you about them. You have seen these before in my TBR videos, so I'm going to very quickly tell you about them. So one of the things I will be reading for this vlog is A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck, and this pretty much takes place in hell, and a man who dies, and hell does not seem to be what he thinks it is. And I love it. It reminds me of Jean-Paul Sartre's No Exit, which is one of my favorite existentialist pieces, and I'm hoping that this is equally good. I will also be reading Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson, and I put this on my TBR because I did this tag video where I read the opening paragraphs of 10 books and picked my favorite to add to my TBR. And I fell in love with this opening paragraph. So now Bloom is on my TBR. And I think it has to do with 2 women who meet in a market and they fall in love, and something, goes awry from there, or it's maybe something about their turbulent relationship. I'm not really sure, but I'm super excited for it. And then the last thing I'm going to be reading is How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. And this is one of my most anticipated reads. I love this version with the sprayed edges. And this pretty much is a trope that I really like. A bunch of authors get invited to this dinner party and then they start dying one at a time and they have to figure out who done it. I love the mysterious invitation and a bunch of authors gathered together. So definitely excited for all 3 of these. So the first one I'm actually going to start reading tonight is A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck. And this is a short novella, so it shouldn't take me too long to finish, but I have very high hopes. And yes, I'm officially going to kick off this reading vlog, and I can't wait to bring you with me within the next couple days as I hopefully find more favorite books. Let's see how this goes. See you in a bit.
He was a drifter, moving from town to town.
Hi, friends. So I realized that I told you the 3 books that I'm reading for this vlog, but I didn't really give you too much of the background for it. But I am here to, of course, give you a little bit of background on the book and to update you. I am currently on page 80 out of 104. So I'm almost done with this, and I had to force myself to stop reading so that I could talk to you a little bit about this because I'm just loving this. This is a really really good read. So in A Short Stay in Hell, we are following this main character, Soren, I believe his name is. Yeah, it's told in the first person, so we don't see his name a lot. We are following Soren, who finds that he has arrived at hell, right? And hell is not exactly as he imagined it to be. He is a Mormon, and he had this idea of what hell was going to be like. And the moment he gets there, he's greeted by this like huge, like it's, I believe he's like 8 feet tall, like an 8 foot tall demon looking thing, right? And he's told that he's in hell and he doesn't understand. And there's a group of people there, and they're all like, what am I doing in hell? This has to be a mistake, like I can't be here. And then they use obviously like all of their religious beliefs as excuses as to why they shouldn't be in hell, right? So one of them is saying, I'm a Christian, like how am I here, like this has to be a mistake, like I was a good person, you know. And so we basically find out that there's this religion, right? I don't even remember. um so we basically find out that there's one true religion, and none of the people there are of that religion. So they're basically told that, yeah, you didn't believe what you had to believe and now you're in hell. And so this demon is in charge of putting them in the hells that they belong in, right? So they belong in like different kinds of hells, right? So um our main character, he ends up in this version of hell that is a library. It's this huge, I mean, huge is like an understatement, right? Like this thing is like miles upon miles upon miles of books, right? And so that's his hell. And he basically has to find the book that tells his life story. And if he's able to find that, then he's able to escape, I think. Like he grabs the book when he finds it and puts it in a slot, and then, you know, he escapes hell, or hell is over for him. I don't know. The point is that it's pretty much impossible for him to find said book, or for anyone to find the books, right? Because he's not alone. At first I thought he'd be alone, but then he's not. So it's pretty much impossible because all of the books are like gibberish, because this library has basically every book that has ever been written, that could ever be written, that could ever exist. So, for example, there's like a book with just the letter A, and there's repeated over and over again, and then a book with just the letter B, and there's symbols, and it's all just like gibberish, right? So we get the feeling that this is an impossibly daunting task, and that's the whole point, right? That they're going to be looking for this book forever and never find it, and they'll be stuck here forever. So that's pretty much the premise of what this is about. I'm really enjoying the narrative. It's very easy to read. I'm also really liking how it's comparing itself to a lot of other things that I really love. So it's comparing itself to a Jorge Luis Borges short story, which is The Library of Babel. I believe that's the title of it. And that's a short story I absolutely love. And so this is comparing itself to that. And it's talking about like this, you know, place with infinite number of books with, you know, whatever. And I also find that it's drawing a lot of similarity to No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre. And that is one of my favorite plays, one of my favorite existentialist pieces. And No Exit is very similar to this. Like both of those have like a lot of like similarities, and I'm starting to see that connection that Sartre builds on the premise of hell being other people. I'm starting to see a lot of that overlapping here. I've definitely got into the horror parts, or the very gruesome parts. There's a lot of gore here as well, which is not what I was expecting. And yeah, I'm so excited, guys. This is so good. And I cannot wait to continue reading it. I'm actually going to sit here and just finish it. I have about 20 some pages. I'm going to sit here and finish it, and I will be back with my complete thoughts on this. But this is looking like it might be a 5-star read. It's so good. I'll be back in a little bit with my updates. Well, wow. So I just finished A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck, and it was good, guys. It was good. I'm not sure if it's gonna get the 5 star. Maybe it does. I have to think about it a little bit. I will definitely let you know at the ending of this vlog, right? Because I want to sit with my thoughts for a little bit. But I liked it. I liked it just as much. I feel like I wanted more of a twist. Maybe I was expecting like a bigger twist, a bigger thing, a bigger reveal maybe. But it was very, very good. I think it's a very good horror story. I think it's a very interesting philosophical commentary piece. I think it has a lot of strengths. I really do. It's a super fast read. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I know this video is all about 5 star predictions, so that's why I need to decide if it's gonna be a 5 star. The only thing, I mean, I the whole time I thought it was a 5 star. It's been feeling a 5 star the whole time. Now I'm just second guessing myself simply because I feel like I wanted something more, but it was really good. So we'll see. But it was definitely very, very close to the 5 star if it ends up not being a 5 star. So yeah, look at all my little tabs. I found so many parts interesting, worth thinking about, talking about, discussing. I think it's really, really good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have actually my laundry dinged a little while ago, so I need to go upstairs, set my laundry to dry, and then I'm going to maybe work on dinner. But I do plan to start today Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. So I'm excited. And this is another, I think, pretty quick little read. I'm not really sure, but I'm excited for this. Um, I first put this on my TBR because I did that tag video where I read the first paragraph of various books, and this was my winner. This, out of the 10 books, this first paragraph was the one that hooked me, and I thought I would love it. So I added it to my TBR, and I predicted it would be a 5 star read because that first paragraph was so, so beautiful. So yeah, I'm hoping to start this tonight. I will update you once I have started and tell you my initial thoughts on it and all of that. Okay, see you in a bit, guys. Right, guys, so I come with a little update, and I am officially on chapter 14 of Bloom. So that means I have maybe 4 more chapters left to read and very little bit. So I know for sure I'm gonna go ahead and finish that in this sitting. I was laying on my couch reading a little bit. I decided I wanted to stop my reading and update you because I'm about to finish this. I'm gonna finish this and I haven't updated you again. So I'm still really, really liking it. I love the language. I love all the references being made. I'm enjoying the characters and the character work. If I had to pick anything right now that I'm not absolutely like loving, is probably that our main character is kind of naive or blind. I know that that's probably the kind of character that Delilah S. Dawson is trying to create here, but I find her a little too naive. Like, she's a little bit too blind to the situation that is happening. I clearly don't want to tell you too much because I don't want to spoil this for you, but I feel like she should be a little bit more suspicious of what is happening. Like, at this point, she should already be putting a few things together. I don't really know what the outcome is going to be or how this is going to end, but I'm hoping it gets a little darker. I was anticipating this getting a little darker, but maybe it's just, it hasn't gotten there yet, right? So Yeah, I mean, I'm really liking, I think the strongest part about this is the language. I love the writing and it's just really good characterization, good character work, good writing. I'm tabbing a ton. Like I started and I now I can't stop. I did my little tabs here. I'm pretty much just noting like all the beautiful language and the illusions and the horror elements, which clearly haven't been that much. When I'm looking at my tabs, I'm noticing that it's definitely not super horror centric so far. I think that's gonna happen later. Clearly, there's, a horror kind of mood that the author is setting up, and we get the feeling that something ominous is happening, something bad is going to happen, but it hasn't quite gotten there yet. But I'm hoping now for the last maybe 20% of what I have left that we will get there. So I'm going to stay here on my comfy couch and I will get back to you once I've finished and I'll tell you my complete thoughts on and my rating. I'll tell you my rating as well. I'm back, guys, and I finished my book. And I have very good news, pleasant news. So I know when I last checked in with you, I was like almost asleep on my couch and I was letting you know that it was going well and I was liking it, but it was taking a little bit to get to the horror part. I was almost thinking, is this really going to be horror? Like, what's going to happen? It's horror. So the last few pages, I want to say maybe the last 2, 3 chapters, are so intense. The book goes where I was not expecting it to go. It's horrific. It's gory. It's gruesome. It really, really packs a punch at the ending. And it was wonderful. When I first finished reading it, I was like, is this like a 4.5? Throughout the whole book, I was like, this is definitely a 4. And then after the ending, I was like, okay, is this going to be like a 4.5 or 5? Like, and I've been kind of mulling that over, for a bit. But it's a 5 star. I think that ending really takes this book to 5 star territory. And I couldn't be happier, guys. Like, so far in this video, I mean, two bangers. Like, these books have been great. I know this is a 5-star prediction vlog that I am filming, and obviously, like, if I predicted that they would be 5 stars, they're probably good books. But sometimes you predict things are going to be 5 stars and they end up not being 5 stars. But I'm pretty confident with these two being 5-star reads, and I'm happy. It makes me so happy to know that this is where I'm going. That two of the three books have been 5-star reads. And I also want to tell you that I started the third book, the last book of this vlog. I started that, and this is going very well. I'm only at the beginning, okay? I do want to tell you that. I'm probably, maybe 10% in, more or less, but I'm really liking it. I like the writing, I'm enjoying the writing, but mostly I'm loving the premise and I'm loving the setting, which you already knew. That's why this is a 5-star prediction for me, because I love it. There's a dead author. There's a bunch of other authors that have been invited to this spooky kind of dilapidated mansion. Check, check, check. They all received a mysterious invitation to the inheritance because apparently they've all inherited something. Check. And right now, we're getting to meet the characters, which is one of my favorite parts of these kinds of books. I love getting to play detective, so I'm doing all my little notes. I'm jotting down who's who. I'm playing detective. Like, that's my vibe. I love this. And so far, it's going very, very well. I'm enjoying it. I like the pacing of it. I go slow with these books, I think that's why I end up loving them so much, because I really, really take my time with these kinds of books. I really try to get to know the characters. They're not just like, okay, because on other books, I feel, I don't know if you guys do this or if this happens to you or if it's just me, but when I'm reading a book, I'm like, the characters all kind of blend in, like if I'm reading a thriller, I'm just, yeah, okay, this character, that character, fine. But I'm not really like trying to figure too many things out. I'm enjoying the pacing, I'm enjoying the plot. But when I read these kinds of books, I take my time with the character development. I get to know them as individuals. I look for motivations. I look for character arcs. I try to see, if I have any clues. Like, that's my favorite part of these books, guys. Like, and I do that with my Agatha Christie books. I do that with anything that's like involving a cast of guests that have been invited somewhere and murders happen. And I love that. I love that reading experience for me, like, because it makes me slow down a little bit from how I normally read books. I normally want to get through my books really, really quickly, and maybe it's because I read a lot of thrillers and they're fast paced. But when I'm reading this, I like to savor it and I like to relish in the atmosphere. And it's just, I don't know. I really enjoy it. So far so good. I'm really liking this. I am really at the beginning though. But I'll continue updating this vlog and letting you know how it goes. But I'm loving this for me and I'm loving this vlog for me, and it's going very well. And I need to do more 5-star prediction vlogs because I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it, and they're bangers. All of these are bangers, so I'm super happy. I will update you guys in a little bit. I have some errands I need to run and things I need to do, but hopefully I can come back and make some more progress with this one, and I'll keep you posted. I'm back, guys, and I finished How to Survive a Horror Story, and I really liked it. It was good. I'll start by telling you, I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star. I think that's where I'm comfortable. So this was a good read. It was not as good, or I didn't love it as much as I loved You Are Fatally Invited. And these two books have a lot in common. There are a lot of things that they have in common. I thought I would feel the same way about both of them, and I really enjoyed the premise of this. I enjoyed the games, I enjoyed the invitation. I liked how they had chapters where we got like background information on each of the characters and how they linked to Mortimer, who is like the one, the dead author that was kind of making them play this game or whatnot. And I enjoyed all of it. I just feel like the only reason I'm not giving it 5 star, well, there's a couple of reasons. So I'm gonna walk you through it. So there's some things with this book about the house itself that I felt were not super clear, like how the house works, like how exactly the house works, how things happen and such. I feel like a lot of it was hard for me to understand or grasp how it was happening. So the logistics of the house. So I feel like that could have been a little bit better explained. I know it's difficult because it's supposed to be this magical house, right? Like it's a house that's doing all these things magically. So, but I wish they would have done something with that. Um, I also don't love what they ended up doing with the main character herself, like with Melanie's character. I don't love how that happened. I don't love her character arc. I don't love a lot of that. There's also the character of the house keeper. I think she's a housekeeper. Let me look. Yeah, she's the groundskeeper, Gia. I don't love the what Gia. Like I feel like there was a lot more that could have happened with Gia's character. Untapped territory. I feel like we should have gotten more with Gia's character and we didn't. So yeah, like that's kind of like what I didn't like. So this book is one of those that goes on premise alone, it's strong. I still give it 4 stars. That's really good for me. 4 stars is still it means I really enjoyed it. It just wasn't, I guess, as special or meaningful or as well done, I feel like, as You Are Fatally Invited or other books that have this similar trope, right? Where a mysterious person a mysterious author, I should say, is inviting people or other authors to get together for a certain reason. So if I were to just recommend one, I would clearly recommend You Are Fatally Invited. I feel like it's a stronger book. I feel like it's better put together, better, more satisfying. It's a more satisfying read. But this one was really good too. And just anytime that there's a book that deals with this kind of stuff or has this premise, I'm gonna love it and I'm gonna have a good time no matter what. So yeah, that's pretty much How to Survive a Horror Story, and that's pretty much it for this video. So let me recap you because it's been a few days for me. For you, it's been a couple seconds. Um, but I read, these were my 3 reads. These were my 3 reads that I went ahead and read in this video, and it was a 5 star prediction of short horror works, and this was so successful, guys. I started off with A Short Stay in Hell and loved it. 5 stars. Highly recommend. Then I read Bloom, another 5 stars. Highly recommend. And then How to Survive a Horror Story, and it was 4 star. So this one didn't get the 5 stars like the others, but it was still really good. And this vlog was such a like great project for me. Sometimes I fear like reading my 5 star predictions because obviously nobody wants to be let down and you want them to really be 5 stars and you're scared that they're not gonna be, but I think I'm gonna do more of these 5 star prediction kind of vlogs. But that's pretty much it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This was fun. I actually already started working on another vlog project, which I will talk to you soon about, or you will see posted up on my channel soon. But I'm excited. That one's going really well too. So I love it. I love it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're still here with me, I appreciate you. Please make sure you like this video. Let me know if you've read any of these or if now you want to read them, because I like them and I recommend all of them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not doing so already. And I will just talk to you in the next one. Bye!